And welcome back to Age of Empires 3 History, as today we are moving on to, if it would stop closing off my recording software, the Apache. So let's begin. The U.S. Army considered the Apache as one of their most difficult opponents during the entire period known as the Indian Wars. Even though their numbers were relatively small, the Apache proved an extremely tough and difficult foe. The tribal people known by the name Apache inhabited the American Southwest from at least the 16th century until today. The word Apache is probably derived from the Zuni word Apachu, meaning enemy. The historic Apache were primarily a nomadic people who lived as hunter-gatherers. They kept few possessions and didn't settle in one location for long. Apache life centered around a matriarchal culture, with the family as its core unit. The Apache Nation consisted of several loosely knit tribes, including the Mescaleros, Chiricahua, and the Coyoteros. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. It begins. The warriors of these groups were famed for their bravery and cunning. During the early 1800s, the Apache fought a series of skirmishes with Mexico along the southern U.S. border. They even sided with the Texans during their fight with Mexico and maintained good relations with Texans for some years after Texan independence. Unfortunately for them, the Apaches couldn't stop the inexorable westward advance of the U.S. in the 1900s, and after a series of hard-fought battles, were driven to reservations. The Apache deeply loved the lands of the Southwest and lamented their confinement to reservations. Geronimo, the most famous of all Apache, wrote of his love for the lands of his youth in his biography. There's no climate or soil which, to my mind, is equal to that of Arizona. It is my land, my home, my father's land, to which I now ask to be allowed to return. And that's it for this episode. I'll be back next time with the Aztecs. I'll see you then.